Aaron Samuels, who played in Mean Girls, first appeared to us in 2004, the year the enduring movie premiered. Bennett has continued to be active even after the film became a huge smash. Whatever happened to the Mean Girls character, Aaron Samuels? He did more than just make an effort to make fetch happen. He achieved his goals. Jonathan Bennett's life was transformed by his role as Aaron Samuels in Mean Girls. Jonathan Bennett had been out of high school for over 5 years when he signed on to portray adolescent heartthrob Aaron Samuels, since the job was essentially an alter ego for him. Bennett was starring in his first film and shared the screen with Tina Fey, Lorne Michaels, Lindsay Lohan, and other well-known comedy writers. When Mean Girls debuted in cinemas in 2004, Bennett never imagined it would be as popular as it was, but Mean Girls became one of the most often discussed and mentioned movies of all time. In Los Angeles, Jonathan Bennett ran spin lessons. Jonathan Bennett is frequently in the gym when he's not on our screens. Being active became even more significant to him in 2012. After the death of his mother, Jonathan turned significantly to exercise as a coping mechanism. Like many Los Angelinos, Bennett decided to sign up for a neighborhood spin class. He used it to deal with his rage and get through a particularly trying period. Although it's common for actors to participate in spin courses, it's uncommon for an actor to transition into teaching spin classes. Yet Bennett accomplished precisely that. 2013 saw Bennett receive his certification around 6 months after he began his studies. Jonathan Bennett went from Aaron Samuels on Mean Girls to his authentic self on Copycat. Jonathan Bennett decided it was best to be himself and accepted his first hosting position for MTV in 2014. Even if signing would have been completely fetch, he wasn't the one doing it. Instead, he provided narration for the television program Copycat, in which singing superfans attempt to imitate their musical favorites. Competitors engaged in competition for a $5,000 reward. Fans finally saw a very different Aaron Samuels for the first time. Bennett had to adopt the role of the popular adolescent that the cruel girls were smitten with. There was less strain on me as the host, it seemed. But sadly, the show was only aired for 1 season. On Dancing with the Stars, Jonathan Bennett took part. As a celebrity participant in Dancing with the Stars in 2014, Jonathan Bennett tried his hand at dancing. Sadly, he was eliminated in the 6th week of season 19, as reported by ABC News, and he never saw himself as a dancer. Nevertheless, he jumped at the opportunity to go on the popular show for a particular purpose. Bennett sadly lost his father to brain cancer less than a year after the death of his mother. But Bennett's father would watch the dancing competition series while he was in hospice. Although many candidates have admitted how challenging and draining competing on Dancing with the Stars is, it's clear that Bennett gave it everything he had. He didn't leave with the Mirrorball trophy, but he did leave 14 pounds lighter and with a fresh outlook on life. If you're enjoying the video so far, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. He became a host on the Food Network and published a cookbook. The actor accepted a presenting position on Cake Wars in 2015, a baking competition that featured some of the greatest in the industry. Bennett figuratively had his cake and ate it too. Bennett came up with the concept for the brilliantly named cookbook after recognizing the famous Mean Girls illusion and realizing it was a reference to a collection of parody recipes. You Go Glenn, Hot Cocoa, Gretchen's Wieners, and Just Stab Caesar Salad are just a few of the dishes in the book. Jonathan Bennett became Aaron Samuels again for Ariana's music video. In 2018, Jonathan Bennett mistook the request to appear in Ariana Grande's song video for a prank. It turns out that the pop artist required the actor who portrayed Aaron Samuels to complete her Mean Girls parody for the music video for her song, Thank You Next. In Bennett went. Jonathan Bennett competed on his show alongside his Mean Girls co-star's mom. Jonathan Bennett participated in Celebrity Big Brother Season 2 at the start of 2019, with the opportunity to win $500,000. The actor appeared to have allied with other participants against him, but his defense of one of his housemates made him the first to go. Unexpectedly, it was Dina Lohan, the mother of his Mean Girls co-star. Jonathan Bennett hosted the 2020 Golden Globes Red Carpet. Jonathan Bennett will co-host the Golden Globes Red Carpet pre-show in January 2020, and honestly, is Bennett more equipped than anybody else to speak with celebrities dressed to the nines? Bennett was thrilled to see Brad Pitt and Dakota Fanning, among others, as they made their way onto the red carpet, even though he had already been alongside some of Hollywood's greatest celebrities in the 2009 film Mean Girls. Jonathan Bennett unveiled a clothing line using Mean Girls as its inspiration. Jonathan Bennett and Tipsy Elves collaborated in 2019 to launch their apparel collection that was inspired by Mean Girls. His shirts parody famous movie quotes like Too Queer to Function and On Wednesdays We Wear Rainbows. Additionally, 10% of proceeds are donated to the Trevor Project, which supports LGBTQ kids. Jonathan Bennett wants to be in a Mean Girls sequel. In an interview with Extra TV, Jonathan Bennett said that the long-awaited Mean Girls sequel is finally time. Although technically a sequel to Mean Girls was released in 2011, it didn't feature any of the original cast members. Bennett believes it would be ideal to see where the Mean Girls went after high school, even though the actors are far past their high school years. A movie based on the Broadway musical Mean Girls is in the works. Tina Fey said to Variety in January 2020, albeit it's not quite a sequel. Bennett and the rest of the original actors are most likely not going to be a part of it, which is a terrible idea.